Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to the channel. And in this video, we are going to have a little look at our character and the principles that we hold. So I thought I'd bring this topic up as when we are manifesting, we're always instantly manifesting from where we are in our mindset and the thoughts that we continue to think. But when we are actually attracting everything that it is to us through our thoughts, our character plays a big role in that. So when we look at our personality is all about the persona that we put out there. So even someone could have a great personality and they could be putting out this personality of confidence and fun and everything that you see as them, but underneath it all, if it's not aligned with their character, they may suffer from anxiety, they may suffer from depression and things like that that pop up if they are not in true alignment with their authentic self, which from my own perspective I believe comes from our character and the principles and everything that we hold. So even if you look to, for example, actors or singers or anyone who's out there in the public eye, and you will notice that a lot of the time that they are, if you see interviews, I know myself, I've seen interviews, and they would come and they would say that they have suffered from things that you would never think about, anxiety and stress and depression. And you'd always think that, God, they have a great life and they are a great actor or a great singer and they have this great career. And yet underneath it all, it's like they were struggling then to keep up with the character of who they are, because they were so focused on creating this personality for everyone to enjoy. And while this is what I think that we all do in our life, while we actually probably on a moment-to-moment basis, even when we are in conversation with people, we will notice that we will be focusing more on our personality. What does this person think about me? Do they like me? Or if you're talking to new people, you'll be thinking about new situations that you are in. Did I do okay? It's all about how our personality is looking to the public eye, rather than what we are actually truly thinking within our authentic self. So the reason why I wanted to bring this up, particularly when it comes to manifesting, is because when we get into relationships and we are creating more income and we're creating more abundance and love and all of this in our life as we continue to manifest on our journey, our character is the foundation of how we actually maintain and sustain all of this in our reality. Because even when we are actually succeeding in life, and let's say we are doing really well and we are feeling successful, we're feeling proud of ourselves, and the way they're kind of, for myself anyway, this is kind of what I do find myself in my own on my own journey, is that struggle of really continuing to want that praise, if that makes sense. So let's say, for example, you're doing great and you're successful and you're enjoying the success, and then if you're, let's say, you're getting praise from people and they're all delighted with how you're doing and all that kind of thing. In our personality, it's our personality that feeds off that validation. And when we feed off that validation, our character gets lost, because we will do things then, even on an unconscious manner, in a way that may not be true to our character, in order to keep that praise coming in, if that makes sense. So when we are looking at things like our ego, for example, now this is kind of what I am trying to, in my own reality, to balance out, because everything is about balance. And your ego can even be your anxiety. So your anxiety can be telling you, like, your imposter syndrome, that all of this is impossible for you, you can't do this, and it gives you all of that anxiety and stress, and then shows you things that reflect back to you what you were thinking, because obviously your thoughts create. But when we have a strong character and we're grounded in our principles, that is what actually can bring us back into the balance of our ego. So even when we look at ancient texts, if we look at the 10 Commandments, for example, all of those commandments are principles. And I did a video there of the first universal affirmations there of Maya, the ancient Egyptian goddess. And those 42 ideals are principles to live by. So when we are grounded in these principles of character, it doesn't matter how our personality is showing up, because for me the personality is coming from who you are anyway. So you will find that if you ground yourself more in your character and in the principles that you believe in, you will find that your personality will come off reflecting that as well too. Now, how this comes in then when we are interacting with people, it doesn't mean that we're always going to forget about our personality, because obviously we were human, but obviously when we are elevating more and we're developing more in our mindset, we choose to believe more that we are more likable, that we are more lovable. And because we're choosing to believe that more, because of all the positive affirmations and assumptions that we are creating, our mind is perceiving our reality in a different way. But how this will work then as well too is when your mind is elevating more, it actually it actually creates a more stronger and confident character, because you will find yourself falling back into the principles more rather than thinking about your personality. If someone comes up to you and says, I don't like you, or they have a dislike to whatever it is that you talk about or anything that you do, rather than actually falling, giving more weight to your personality, you will fall back into your character, because you're living more on those principles, and you will automatically think to yourself in a response that is, okay, well, that person doesn't like me, but that's okay. It's where they are on their journey, and as they elevate more in down the line, and whatever, in a couple of months or whatever, or years, or as they grow in their own experience, that's all going to dissipate away. And so really it's just a reflection of how they are in this moment. I don't have to take it on as my own. If there is something within me that actually caused this to come up into my reality, well, then I can take a step back and look at my beliefs. Now, this is how I believe manifestation is a great tool when it comes to, let's say, for example, the law of assumption and all of these videos and everything that are on YouTube. For me, it's a great personal development way of life to actually discipline your mind to manifest into your life, because as you discipline your mind, you're actually creating that discipline principle in your character, and then it causes you to actually respond in a different way down the line the more that you continue to live this way. And so when it comes down to it all, you actually don't even end up operating on your personality as much. You fall back into your character. So I wanted to bring this up. I hope I explained it in an understandable way. If you have any questions, you can comment down below. And I wanted to bring it up because in this day and age, I mean, maybe it's an assumption that I will overcome myself too, but in this day and age, there is a tendency to focus more on our personality and how we're being liked, and did I do this right, and did I do this in the right, in the best way? And really, when we're questioning ourselves like that, it's actually all we have to do is look at our character. So, from my own interpretation, when I do this and I look, let's say, for example, I get doubts because your personality is filled more with your ego than your character is, because if you're able to stick to principles in your character, you're not really going to care that much about how your personality is being viewed. But for me, from my own way of being and how I am continuing to grow on my journey, the way that I look at this now is that as long as I am doing the best that I can in that and in all that I know right now in this moment, well, then I know that I'm coming from integrity. So even if if it wasn't explained right, or if somebody didn't like it, it's not going to bother me that much, because I know I stayed true to my character and I embody that principle of integrity that I hold so much within my being, if that makes sense. So that means that if my personality didn't come across as great, in my own way of being, I stick to the principle of integrity. And as I stick to the principle of integrity within my character, that is how then you still continue to attract more opportunities and everything to you, because everything is built from the character that you are more than the personality that we can find ourselves putting on in a way to maybe unconsciously, maybe we want to be liked more, or to interact more in a way that everybody loves us, or things like that. So I thought I would bring it up just to highlight the topic, and I hope it helps for anyone who is on this journey of self-development and mindset development. And also it can help with our manifestation abilities as well too, because when we get, let's say for example, we get into relationships, you're manifesting a new relationship, or you're manifesting a specific person. What actually maintains and sustains the relationship is more to do with your character. So for example, if you're somebody who actually is manifesting a specific person and you're not in any contact at the moment, or something happened and you doing your affirmations and everything to manifest them back into your reality, or manifest a desired relationship with them, you're not actually thinking about their personality in those moments. You're more attracted to the character that they are and all of the ways that they have shown up, because that is actually what is attracting you. So when we think of our personality, we're not really thinking about personalities as such. It's more to do with the fact that they are holding their ground in whatever, like their, let's say for example, they have a principles in their character that causes them to show up in a way that is attractive. Let's say they have their actions always match their words. It's like they have principles that they abide by, and this is actually what is attractive. And so even if they show up in a way that we don't maybe agree with, when we take a step back, let's say for example they were adhering to a character principle that actually allows them to not agree with something that we did or whatever like that. When we take a step back, we know then that, you know what, they were just sticking to the principal character. I can take full responsibility for that, and then we can let it go and we can grow from it, and then we can continue with our manifestation journey, because we know that it's nothing to do with really our personality. It's really all about how we actually allow our character to shine through our personality more so at the end of the day. So I thought I would make a video on that, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you.